everybody's been paying attention to Steph Curry's 30 plus point game streak. Um, and it was amazing. It was 11. It did end at the 12th game, but the media coverage of it was pretty spectacular. I mean, there were a lot of talking heads, and I think just players that were um, beside themselves with joy and praise for Steph Curry. And it should be noted that in 2019, James Harden had a even greater feat. He had 32 games in a row, which he scored 30 plus points. Uh, an impressive streak, the second longest streak in NBA history, next to Wilt Chamberlain. But the coverage of it does seem to be a little bit different. And I've been reading, I've been looking to see the mentions, see like the difference, the comparison, and it does pale in comparison to how Steph Curry has been spoken about. And I know there's some different factors there, but Greg, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about Steph getting the lion's share of these compliments and again this praise, whereas James Harden maybe not so much?
I mean, we all know Steph is the golden child of the NBA, right? He's the face of the league, even after LeBron. But I think his ability to shoot and score in bunches and shoot however many threes, like he's an anomaly in terms of the NBA. Back in the day, guys like Steph Curry would get benched for some of the shots he takes, even if he made it or not. So the visual aspect of that is alluring. Like people want to see that. And so the media then covers it in the same aspect, like, oh my God, look at what he's done. But when Harden was doing it, I actually think it was more impressive because he did it not only for a much longer stretch of time, but I also think Harden is so underappreciated and undervalued as an offensive talent in the NBA. And it showed in how the fans and media speak about him. They talk about how he always flops. Oh, he dribbles too much. He
Doesn't
gets all
play
his points.
defense.
He doesn't play. I'm talking strictly from an offensive perspective.
Fine,
He gets all his points from the foul line, but they don't take a step back to realize how efficient and effective he is as an
Very much so.
offensive player.
Jack, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that definitely has a lot to do with it. And I think another big reason, and Greg kind of alluded to it in a way, Steph is definitely the golden child of the NBA. And I know Kevin Durant is, you could say he's one of the greatest scorers of all time, one of the best pure scorers. Where you put him in the top 20 of basketball players all time, that's fine. But as far as commanding attention and growth of the game, Steph Curry has an an upper hand on him, in my opinion. And I think that does have a lot to play with how he's viewed and how the media covers him and how the fans alike put him in that light. And I think that has a lot to do with why there's been more attention drawn to him over James Harden. And I think we can agree that what James Harden did was more impressive. I think a lot of it has to do as well that I don't want to say because Steph is a couple-time MVP, finals.
James Harden got robbed by Russell Westbrook.
Yes, but even still, he didn't win the MVP. So I'm just getting to that. We have Steph, who's a multi MVP and a multi finals champion, and that also holds some weight, and that's why people I think kind of put him in that light as well. I think Steph Curry is compared very similar to how Patrick Mahomes is compared, and in how that if Brady's LeBron, Mahomes is Curry, that kind of thing. And I think that although Harden is a proven player and he's let's call a spade, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%, no doubt, first ballot Hall of Famer. Even still, and it's a shame, is that Steph Curry is going to get more recognition for who Steph Curry is. And especially now that the Warriors are a little bit depleted, injury-wise and with guys out, you're going to kind of look to see, oh, Steph is carrying this team. Because we also saw the other side when they were saying that Steph, not doing it alone by himself and that team not being any good earlier in the year was just as a result of Steph. So you're also going to see some heat in that regard for Steph, but then you're going to see, it's going to be magnified times a million when he starts doing good with not many players of value on the court.
I agree with Greg on this one. Lean more towards his side. As I'm looking at it, it comes down to what I tend to see a lot when we talk about narratives. There's the unfortunate light skin versus dark skin narrative, where a light skinned player in this case can tend to get the more favorable narrative than the darker skinned